Thank you, Eric. We're learning new details tonight about a major policy shift announced by Governor Gina Raimondo.
As we first reported this weekend, the governor says she will reluctantly propose legalizing recreational marijuana here in Rhode Island. And although doing so would pump millions into Rhode Island's coffers, the governor insists the move is not about the money. Eyewitness News reporter Steph Machado joins us now live from the State House with the new information she's uncovered. Steph?
Well, Governor Raimondo has been hesitant in the past to support recreational marijuana, but she says with surrounding states considering it or already selling retail cannabis, she says it's time for Rhode Island to legalize and regulate the drug.
I do this with some reluctance.
Governor Gina Raimondo says she will include recreational marijuana in her budget proposal, set to be released later this week. The decision in large part based on other Northeast states like Massachusetts already selling pot easily accessible to Rhode Islanders.
We're going to face the public health and safety issues, like it or not, because it's on our borders, and so I wanted to make sure we had our own scheme to regulate it to keep people safe.
Her proposal is more restrictive than some other states. She doesn't want to allow home growing. Edibles would be strictly regulated. Her plan calls for stores to be open next January. Norman Birnbaum with the Department of Business Regulation says a new Office of Cannabis Regulation would implement strict rules on edibles to avoid them being appealing to children, from packaging to even the shape of the food.
No edibles will be able to be in the shape of, say, a gummy bear or a Sour Patch Kid, an animal, a human, a car, a vehicle. All edible products will have to be in a generic shape.
As for the money?
Money is not the reason to do this at all. In fact, there isn't very much money associated with the program.
Raimondo proposes a 20% effective tax rate, producing about $6.5 million in revenue in the first 6 months, with a quarter of the revenue going towards enforcement, including police and the Department of Health. And the Raimondo administration says some of that money for law enforcement will go towards training more drug recognition experts on the roads. We asked police what they think of this proposal. We'll bring you their answer coming up new at 6 o'clock. Live in Providence, I'm Steph Machado, Eyewitness News.
At 6, the head of the Rhode Island State Police says they have concerns about Governor Gina Raimondo's proposal to legalize recreational marijuana. Colonel Anna Sumpico says she's particularly concerned about people driving under the influence, a concern shared by other members of law enforcement. Eyewitness News reporter Steph Machado joins us live now from the Providence Mobile Newsroom with that. Steph?
Governor Raimondo's proposal for recreational marijuana does allocate some of the marijuana taxes to law enforcement. Police tell me they need those resources to help spot high drivers on the roads. Governor Gina Raimondo says she was reluctant to propose recreational marijuana, but it was time.
I felt that with Massachusetts going online, Connecticut about to come online, New York and New Jersey proposing it, it wasn't practical any longer. We're going to face the public health and safety issues, like it or not, because it's on our borders.
Her plan would ban home growing and strictly regulate edibles, banning kid-friendly shapes or packaging. Stores could open by next January. The tax rate for retail sales would be around 20%, estimated to raise $6.5 million in the first 6 months.
Money is not the reason to do this at all. In fact, there isn't very much money associated with the program.
A quarter of that revenue would go towards enforcement, like training more police drug recognition experts. The executive director of the Police Chiefs Association says their biggest concern is road safety, posing this question in an email, quote, "The state hasn't given the appropriate resources to regulate, monitor, and enforce the current regulations in place for our current medical marijuana program. And now we are going to allow the vast majority of our residents to possess and use marijuana?" So the governor plans to propose recreational marijuana in her budget that comes out later this week for the legislature to consider. Now, her proposal would also give a chunk of the revenue to every city and town in Rhode Island, even towns that choose to ban recreational marijuana stores. But cities or towns that do allow the stores would get a larger share of the money. Live in Providence, I'm Steph Machado, Eyewitness News.